8:30 in tonight.
Tonight, two new furry bundles of joy have joined the Cape May County Zoo family. Rin and Stimpy, the 17-week-old clouded leopard cubs, are getting used to their new surroundings. The two males were purchased by an Avalon couple for the zoo. There are only 200 of their kind left in the world. Zoologists say their natural habitat is being destroyed. When they are full grown, the playful pair will weigh a combined 100 pounds.
Oh, that's so cute. And that's it for 6.
NBC Nightly News with Tom Brokaw is next. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Good night.
Welcome to the Cape May County Park and Zoo, the crown jewel of the Cape May County Park System. Located just north of Cape May Courthouse on Route 9, Cape May County Park and Zoo features a trout-stocked lake, hiking trail, picnic areas, and a huge playground. And admission is free.
Hi, my name is Phil Judisky, and I'm the director of the Cape May County Park Commission. I'd like to welcome you all to the Cape May County Park Zoo. We have approximately 25 acres here in this facility. We have about 130 species of animals and about 350 specimens. So I'd like to welcome you all here. I hope you have an enjoyable day. And I'd like to introduce you to Betty Rogers, our Director of Zoo Education. She's going to take you around and she's going to give you a tour of the Cape May County Park Zoo.
Welcome to the Cape May County Park Zoo. It's early in the morning and our facility's just opening up. And as you can see by the background, it's a beautiful facility. We're really proud of Cape May County Park Zoo. It's probably one of the best kept secrets in our county. It's funded by the freeholders and it's funded by donations. Our first exhibits are natural exhibits, and this is the thrust of zoos all over the United States, is to keep things in their natural habitat. We're a part of the SSP, which is a species survival program. That's something that people mostly don't know about. This is trying to put animals back into their habitat. And as we go through the zoo, I'll point out some of the animals that we're involved with in the SSP. This is Caesar. Oh, hi, Caesar. Caesar is about 12 years old, and he'll live to be somewhere between 50 and 70 years of age. So you've made a real commitment to a pet if you have something like that. Caesar, again, point out the feet that they have. This is for perching. And if you can see, he's got this tongue that's just like a spoon. Now watch him. He'll take that, and he'll even take the red skin off of it. And he'll spit it all out. Okay, this is Sport. Hello, Sport. A pretty Sport. Okay, come on, Sport. And this is Mac. Oh, Mac wants one. Come on, Mac. That's a baby. Okay, here's Albert. Come on, Albert. That's a good boy. Now, you always want to go at a bird like this. Never stick your finger right in because they'll think it's a peanut. If you give it to them, watch. Don't ever take your eyes off of them. But he's a wonderful bird. I show him at the schools. We will be taking him to the Wetlands Institute for the wings and waterfowl. The scarlet macaws and the blue and gold, they go for like $3,500 a piece. And most of these have come to us from people that have just either gotten tired of having a pet or can no longer take care of them and have that commitment. Another one? Come here, Mac. Come on, Mac. These are our endangered species. These are ringtail lemurs. They're found off the coast of Madagascar. And these are the first ones that you're viewing today that are a part of our SSP, the Species Survival Program. We've been real fortunate. We've had 2 of them born in the last year. And they're very gentle animals. They belong to the ape, or the monkey family, obviously. And if you look real closely, you can see their little hands, and they can grasp. They have what we call an opposable thumb, which means they can touch. This is their toe. They have opposable toes on both their hind and their front. They can go like this. A man and the monkeys are the only ones that can do this. Yes, oh, that's too big. Sorry. They're very gentle. There's less than 2,600 of these in the world. and that we're trying to put them back into nature, and zoos are a big factor. This is the only animal that we have in the zoo that there is absolutely no access. Look at the height of the fence. And this is because it's one of our meanest animals in the zoo. And if you stop to think about it, you don't ever see on TV people riding on a zebra. There are two species of zebras. Ours is the Grevy zebra, and it's the endangered species. The Grant zebra is the threatened species. Grevy zebra has rounded ears, and the Grant zebra has pointy ears like a horse. This is Louis the llama, and he came to us as a donation. He's one of our first donations, and he's a big hit with the kids. He's got great fur, and this is our hair. This is where the alpaca comes from and all this. And they have teeth that are all the same size, like a horse, which indicates what their diet is, because they eat hay and that type of thing. Whereas if they have the long canines that you saw on the lions, they're obviously carnivores. If you point this out to kids, then you throw them in the curve and you say, well, what if you eat both meat and vegetables like peas and beans and things like that? Kids every time will come up and say, we have those kind of teeth, but they're not as big as the lions. That's because we're called omnivores. And those are big words that all these little second and third graders know. Okay, these are lemurs, a different species. Okay, no fighting. They're the same type of animal that we saw, the ringtails. These have little tiny fingernails, and they're very, very gentle. They have little hands. They take the grapes. If you can see how soft and smooth their palms are. And this guy, he's special. He's getting old. Yep, okay. They too are found off the coast of Madagascar. I thought they would be wonderful animals to show, but they're very, very shy. They'll come to you. Notice how they'll grab me, but as soon as I go for them, okay, they'll move away. They don't like, they won't let you hold them. There you go. Okay. They too have the prehensile. See right here? See how he moved? Just as soon as I touch. All right. Okay? We had 4 of them. These are part of the SSP program also. We had 4 of them, and one of them is out now on a breeding loan. Okay, there you go. That's all. You want to take it off of there? Take it off of there. That's it. There you go. No, you can't have it. There you go. No. Jerome came to us from a small zoo in New Hampshire, and he was about 14 feet high. He's about 16 feet high now. We were here the night that he was delivered. And at 14 feet, he was in a giant horse trailer. Now just stop and think about it. Somewhere between New Hampshire and here had to be a bridge. Now just stop. They're always 12.8 or 13.2. If he was 14 feet high, how'd they get him through here? This is Charlie, and Charlie has been with us since he was about 12 weeks old. He was bottle fed. And he's just a real hit at the zoo, and he's just a good boy. Come on, come on. That's it. Everybody thinks that there's water in that hump. It's not water, it's fatty tissue that, yes, it's got a lot of fluid in it, and if he's in need of it, it will indeed shrink and flop over on the side. But he's just such a good baby. Yes. Uh-huh. You'll notice that all of our animals, you have access. You can see them real well. Now, if you look closely, you'll notice that there's a little tiny wire. That's 12 volts. And that keeps them where they are. He could easily come across that otherwise, probably, or get annoyed. You may wonder why, as you entered the zoo, there are signs that say, don't feed the animals. When we first started enlarging our zoo, we had to learn you can't let them have all the food they want. They're just like children. They will eat too much. You notice that I'm moving away from the animal because you never, ever want to turn your back on an animal. They're wild animals, and they can do you harm. Even Charlie could grab hold and take a chunk out of your shoulder. Not meaning to, but it looks like a pretty good carrot. Okay, Charlie? Yes. All right. I'm Karen Cunningham. I'm in charge of the reptile house, and I'd like to invite you in and show you some of our unusual animals. This is our Burmese python, Thor. The first thing you see as you walk in the reptile house. And we've got a contest going right now to see actually how long he is. He's our largest snake. I'd say he's maybe 13 feet. He's a constrictor. It's a pretty nice snake as snakes go. These are our aquariums. Each of them contain 220 gallons, and we keep our local species of fish in here: crappies, sunfish, bluegills, and pickerel if we can get them, or bass. And we had changed these tanks from freshwater Amazon or South American fish to the local species. This is our six-legged, if you count the front arms, frog found on our zoo grounds. And he's a kind of a one-in-a-million thing. So we've got him on display here with a blue frog, which is also a pretty interesting mutation. His two extra legs are not functional, so we wonder if he was a twin and if maybe there are other extra organs inside. But he is pretty much of a rarity, and the fact that he's survived and hasn't been eaten by predators is also kind of unusual. So he's kind of a neat addition. I mean, reptile people generally like two-headed snakes and turtles anyway, so we're pretty proud of our six-legged frog. The two snakes in the water are a Haitian boa, the one whose body is more out of the water, and a Cook's tree boa. The Haitian boa is known for his bad temper, but ours happens to be very nice. And the Cook's tree boa has an incredible set of fangs for a non-venomous snake, and a very narrow neck for what he can swallow. This is a rainbow boa over here by the wall, and they're known for their beauty as a snake and iridescent cast to their skin. This guy here is Fidel, our Cuban iguana, and he's a neat iguana because his spines aren't as pointy as the common iguana. His color is different, and ours tends to eat more meat than the common iguana. He will eat mealworms, mice, fish, and the common iguana doesn't seem to want any kind of meat like that, at least very rarely. He's very good-tempered. He'll sit on the shoulder and eat out of your hand, and very good friends with the guy behind him, our redfoot tortoise, Mikey. We think Fidel misses Mikey a lot when he goes out in the summer. Mikey goes outside to the desert tortoise pen, and Fidel will actually ride on Mikey's back or pick off pieces of food when Mikey's eating. Tortoises are very messy eaters. Fidel will actually pick pieces of food off of Mikey's mouth. These are our Cayman crocodiles, and we have 3 of them. They're probably our most ferocious reptiles here at the zoo. People always ask us, are they alive? Because a lot of times they'll take one position for the whole day. But if you look under their chin, you can usually see that flap of skin moving that shows they're breathing. But when we need to go in there and clean the pool like we did this morning, they can make a very threatening hiss and tear apart the poles we use to kind of just get them to go one direction or the other. Probably our most aggressive and ill-tempered reptiles here. The copperhead is a lot larger than we first got her. She's not an extremely aggressive snake, even though they are venomous snakes. We feed them a couple of mice every 2 weeks or so. And again, people ask us if they are de-venomed in any way or defanged, and the answer is no. All of our venomous snakes have their venom intact, so we exercise extreme caution when handling them. This is a California king snake. We also have an albino king snake that we put on exhibit sometimes. And in the albino, only the yellow pigment shows.
it's time to feed our gators. We're going to feed them some chicken today. And this usually summons them to us. We've got one coming over here. And they recognize that as sort of a food call. We have 4 alligators. Our largest one we named Olivia. We feed them 2 or 3 times a week. We try to throw it as close to the front of their mouth as we can because they seem to catch it as soon as it's hitting something or moving. They seem to go toward a moving object more than one just sitting like we have over here on the grass. And they do eat bones and all. You'll hear them crunch those bones. This is our largest one right now coming out. That's Olivia. These are far less aggressive than the caimans inside, even though the caimans are smaller. Alligators are known to be less aggressive, though, than crocodiles in their temperament. Unfortunately, they go for nearly anything that's thrown in here, sort of as a reflex. So we really do want to encourage people not to throw soda cans and plastic bottles in here, or to tell us if anything is in here. We'll be glad to come in and fish it out. Please come to the reptile house if you visit the Cape May County Zoo. Just keep walking and it's sort of at the end of the zoo. We're proud of our collection indoors and out. And again, we're open 364 days a year. We'll be glad to answer any questions you have about our reptiles. Just look for one of us.
Behind me, you'll see through those woods a little bit of a clearing, and we recently acquired a 56-acre tract that was through the freeholders that we will now increase our zoo, I believe, to be the largest in acreage on the East Coast. Not in the number of species that we have in our zoo, but as far as the acreage itself, which if you stop to think about it, is going to give us an untold ability to expand and do neat things. Our director has a unique ability, along with his staff, to make things come to fruition. And that, a lot of people have visions, but they can make it come true. And you've seen all this facility from the beginning to the end thus far is all maintained and taken care of by less than 30 people. So it's just a magnificent facility. If you stop and think about what you've seen, you see no graffiti. And you ask yourself why. It's because we take pride in what we're presenting, and the people that come can feel that pride, and they take care of it. We're real proud of the Cape May County Park Zoo. The garden that you see to your right is donated in memory of a woman's parents, and she originally wanted to do an animal, and when Phil took her through the zoo, she saw the gardens and she said, oh, my parents loved the gardens and found them so tranquil and everything. And she picked the one that I think is the most beautiful of all. All of the gardens are pretty, but because it's built around the natural trees, it just gives it such a stability and just makes it so solid. And what a nice thing to have in memory of someone. Okay, these are the buffalo. The male has moved off here to your left. The 2 females are lounging around over here. The 2 females are the newest additions to the Cape May County Park Zoo. They came to us in the early spring, and they were supposed to have babies at the end of June or July. Well, it's now the end of September, middle of September, and there are no babies, so evidently they weren't pregnant when they came to us. this is the Himalayan taurs. These are the mountain goats. They are on a breeding loan from the Philadelphia Zoo, and you can see the one that's up on the display. They do that. They are so sure-footed, and if you look off to your right is our baby that was born this spring, and within 24 hours, that baby was up on this very same exhibit, almost as if it were modeling. And it's kind of like, I don't know whether the analogy I'm making is a correct one or not, but I have the feeling that it's almost like the deer. When a baby is born, if they don't stand and suckle, then the mother won't have anything to do with them. And I think the taurs, it was almost as if he had an innate desire to get on the highest thing that was in the exhibit. And within a little tiny guy, he was only about a foot high, and you can see him walking over here at the right. But he was about as up to his heel there. He was just a little tiny guy, and he, real shaky, went up to the top of it. It was almost like, look at me, Mom, see what I can do? It was just a real neat thing to watch. Okay, this is Cuddles, and this is Roscoe, and watch what they do with the peanut. See how he comes out very gently? He'll shell it, just exactly like the birds did. Spit out the shells, we'll even spit out the red skin. Notice that I don't get beyond this point because they can reach through there, and with those nice little claws. One of them took a lady's Reebok one day, and rather than her foot, we let them have it. There you go. If you give them a bunch of grapes, believe it or not, they'll take them one by one and almost savor them. See how he spits out the shells, even the red skin? Okay, this is it. This is all you get. There you go. Yeah, come on. They hibernate in this little building in the wintertime. He's the aggressor. He's much more aggressive than she is. This is the one that was hand raised. We had her from the time she was about 2 pounds, and she stayed with us until she weighed about 40 pounds. She was magnificent. She still is. This is the mother of the 3 that are in the next cage. She goes by Tinkerbell in the zoo, but it's Baby. I don't care what they call her. She's just the best. When they're born with spots and they lose them. The lions and the cougars lose their spots. The leopards are born with them and they just get larger. They don't lose them. Yes. These are the clouded leopards, and there are less than 200 of them left in the world. They're found in Southeast Asia, and they are just about full grown, and she's going to come over and see me. And when she does, keep in mind that she could, in one leap, jump from that end of that cage to this, from a dead standstill, 12 to 16 feet. They are just wonderful. Hopefully, when they reach breeding age, we will get the female here, because the babies are just exquisite. They're about this big. Ah, that's a baby. Come on up here, sweetheart. Come on. Yes.
Hi, I'm Vince Donetto, Senior Keeper of Mammals here at the Cape May County Park Zoo. One of the best parts about my job is I get to feed the big cats. Right now we're getting ready to feed the tigers, so if you want to come along, let's go. Ready to feed Tosh, our male tiger. He gets about 7.5 pounds right now for the wintertime. I mean for the summer, I'm sorry. In the wintertime he beefs up a little bit more. It's a mixture of horse meat, tripe, and all essential vitamins and minerals. If you ever notice, every time you come to the zoo, you only see one tiger. There is two. There's a male and a female, brother and sister. They just don't really get along that well. So what we do is Tosh is out all night. He comes in the morning, feed him up, and then the female goes out for the daytime. So we have to split everything up. But there are two tigers. Webster and Kimba. Hello. Hi, Webb. How you doing? They came to us from the Philadelphia Zoo. They've been here since the end of May, I believe. They're doing pretty well. As you can see, there's a little bit of gash on Kimba. They got in a fight last week, and we had to stitch her up. She's been locked up for about 5 days, so I don't know if she's going to cooperate with me and go in or not. We'll have to see what happens. Webster gets about 10 pounds. We might beef him up for the winter. We don't yet know yet. He's maintaining his weight pretty well, though, so just wait and see. As you can see, he gets into his food. No Webb. Good? Same thing as the tigers get. We all use the same meat for all the cats. Kim is out front pacing, so that's a good sign. I'm hoping she'll come in. I'm giving her a chunk of horse meat just to try to entice her a little bit. As you can see, the horse meat worked. We're happy for that. Get her back on the schedule.